We're back here in Claremont, Florida at the Hancock Park Complex. We're on field 3 with Salve, Regina versus Haverford. The Seahawks just tied the score in the top of the third with a Melissa Figueredo bunt single, brought home Lexi Susi, who had led off the frame with a double, got to second on a wild pitch, came home on Figueredo's bunt single. It's 1-1 game. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Fords is their left fielder Garlick. Julie Garlick is a junior from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Throws right and bats right.
Garlic with a K, not with just a C, the cooking garlic.
Right. We can't.
Just when you think it can't get any cheesier from me,
We can't talk food right now. And she goes down, strikeout looking.
Looks like that last inning really invigorated Burnham out there, and she gets that first out. Nicely done.
That's Burnham's third K of the game.
Number 18 is now coming up for the Fords, Jen DiCandilo, senior from Berwyn, Pennsylvania. She's also one of their captains. Burnham's got her swinging on the first. There's a strike.
Nice high pitch. DiCandilo wasn't able to get on top of it. Benoit setting up outside. Gets the frame. 0-2 count on DiCandilo.
I feel like there's been a momentum shift, Ed, from last inning. Let's see if Salve can keep it swinging their way.
Well, like Yogi Berra says, baseball and softball is 100% mental. The other half is physical.
And you know what? Yogi Berra, a New York Yankee. I left you speechless, right? See? You set me right up for that home run.
You listed one New York Yankee. Let me list a gazillion Boston Red Sox.
Prediction: New York Yankees. World Series.
Who did we see at the previous complex? Who has connections with both Red Sox, Yankees, and now Tampa Bay Rays?
Don Zimmer was in the house.
Yes, Don Zimmer has a granddaughter on the WPI team. The Engineers were playing Anna Maria College on Sunday afternoon. The Engineers will be playing the Seahawks of Salve, Regina, your Seahawks of Salve, Regina, on Tuesday morning. This is our latest game of the week, a 5 o'clock start here. Or actually, it ended up being a 6 o'clock start with the previous game delaying our start. But tomorrow's two games will be 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
What a great pitch by Burnham inside. She was going outside a couple of her pitches, and then she just decided, you know, I'm going to try the inside, and she got that strikeout. So, again, Burnham is gaining that confidence with each pitch, with each batter, and it's showing, Ed.
4 strikeouts now for her. First 2 of this inning. 3 of the 4 strikeouts have come caught looking. Comerford, the first baseman for Haverford, singles up the middle just past Jenna Adine.
You know, we just talked about Don Zimmer, and I was so sad when he left New York Yankees to go to Tampa Bay, I think it was. Or was it Tampa Bay that he went right to?
Yes.
Devastated. I loved it. He was so cute. He would just sit on the bench. So cute.
Yeah. I remember Zimmer from the '78 Red Sox.
I'm not even going to respond. Although, you know, I got to give a shout out to my grandfather in North Haven, Connecticut, who is a die-hard Red Sox fan. Pop, I love
your grandfather.
You know, I love you, Pop, but, you know, it's not too late to come be a Yankee fan. It's not too late, Pop.
Mr. Scaffarello, love you.
89 years young.
Connecticut is a split state, isn't it, with Red Sox and Yankees?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, where I live, it's in New York. There's a line because New Haven tends to gravitate towards New York because we're about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But the other part of the state, as you get closer to Rhode Island, is Rhode Island as Red Sox. So I got the good side of the coin.
No, the good side is Bristol, right? You would say Bristol is a Red Sox territory?
Oh, home of ESPN.
And Carl Nelson, a definite Red Sox fan.
Burnham has pitched herself into a 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Oh, great pitch. She had Kristen Tatum swinging on that one.
Comerford's on first for Haverford. It's 2 outs in the inning, both strikeout looking for Burnham. A 1-1 game here in the bottom of the third.
Burnham's pitch. Got Tatum again. I would be remiss to also say hello to my grandmother, who has dealt with my grandfather for many, many years.
Is she a Red Sox fan?
Nah, you know, she's more of a Yukon Husky fan. So.
As are you, right?
And a fan of me.
Yes. Well, the Fords get struck out 3 times in that frame. They managed 1 hit, 1 left. We'll be back for the top of the 4th after this break. We're back here for the top of the 4th inning in a 1-1 game between the Seahawks and Fords. Salve, Regina versus Haverford College. Leading off for the Seahawks is a Red Sox fan, Sarah Nelson. Her number is 32, which is 4 times greater than her dad's favorite ball player, Carl Yastrzemski. You can do that math, right, Kelly?
You know,
4 times 8?
86 was a good year.
You knew Yaz was 8, right?
You know when I knew that I wasn't going to be a Red Sox fan? It was 1986. Bill Buckner threw the legs. My grandfather threw a shoe at the TV. And I said, well, why would I want that pain?
That was all he threw? That was all he threw?
That's the only thing he could reach at the time.
Because other Red Sox fans threw a lot more than a shoe.
Oh, man. Nelson's ready for the pitch. Swinging. It's up there.
Yeah, today's Red Sox fans are spoiled because they don't know the heartache of Red Sox fans of my generation and Carl Nelson's generation. But we're still appreciating what we've been getting the last century, 3 world championships.
I got to give that to you. Hey, the right fielder made that catch for the Fords, Sarah Brody, getting the first out for the Fords.
You are such a fountain of information. Let's bring up our next batter, Lauren Fountain.
Ah, that was a nice segue. You enjoy those. You do.
What's a segue?
It was a softball thrown to you. Oh. I keep saying Fountain's gonna hit one of them really far, and it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Hey, and when it does, you can say, I said it, I called it. So you just got to keep calling it. Oh, great effort by the Haverford first baseman. Made a diving attempt, got dirty, but the ball rolled out of her glove after she landed.
Fountain made a great comment today. We were talking about, how great the freshmen have been, and, this is a great opportunity for the freshmen to get adjusted. And she goes, oh, I'm adjusted. And
is it because it's a spring sport that they're adjusted? Because what if they were competing in the fall? Would they feel the same way?
It depends on the individual. I mean, Fountain is just that kind of kid. She comes in and rolls with whatever's given to her and embraces it, and she plays very loose.
That's a pop out to the catcher in foul territory. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Brings up the designated hitter, Kelly Davin. In her last at-bat, she reached safely on a fielder's choice. This is her second at-bat of the season.
If you noticed, Ed, the past 2 batters, Nelson and Fountain, have come out swinging. And if you've noticed, you know, throughout the game, it's that aggressive swinging. And that's how you're going to get on base. Not by looking at it, but by swinging.
They're making contact.
Yeah.
The only strikeouts for the Seahawks were the first 2 batters of the game. Davin collects a hit up the middle past the diving shortstop. A 2-out rally could be starting here. Bringing up the right fielder, Katie Napier. Infielders are starting to creep in.
Napier, a marketing major at Salve. Lefty. And Fitzgerald gets ready to throw her first pitch.
From the left side of the batter's box, Napier tends to creep up as the pitch is being delivered. She wants to get a moving start towards first base after she makes contact.
Here comes the pitch. Another nice pitch down the middle.
She's in an 0-2 hole with Davin at first base, 2 outs. Top of the 4th of a 1-1 game.
Here comes the pitch.
Leaves it high, nice job.
Good eye. You know, and as a freshman, even though that was a ball, you would find some that would chase that. But she didn't. Very disciplined.
Senior hurler Claire Fitzgerald gets Napier swinging to end the inning.
How? What inning you in?
After 3.5, it's 1-1 score here in Claremont, Florida. We'll be back after this break. We're back here in Claremont, Florida, Hancock Park, Field 3, Seahawks versus Fords. It's a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 4th. Leading off for the Fords is their shortstop, Lauren Toohey. In her first at-bat, Toohey was struck out looking to end the first inning.
Burnham found her groove the past 2 innings. DiPolito is hoping she continues that in this inning. Ed just pointed out the fabulous graphic of our names on the screen. Thank you.
Spelling is accurate.
Spelling is accurate. Shadow is starting to come over the right field part of the field, infield and outfield.
Still making it tough for the left side infielders and outfielders. Nelson has sunglasses out and left. Susie again without sunglasses like she was yesterday. O'Reilly at third has her sunglasses on and a visor.
And a mouth guard. So she is really prepared.
Every third baseman should be wearing a mouth guard.
Absolutely. Your reaction time has to be a split second.
That's the first visor we've seen on a player except Katie Napier out in right field. Both wearing the Seahawk visor.
What a great pitch.
Second time Tui has gone down looking on strikes.
Burnham changed that up a little bit, and the speed was definitely decreased, and Tui just couldn't make sense of it, Ed.
Now batting for Haverford is their designated hitter, Stephanie Wolfson.
Burnham gets ready for the pitch.
Right back up the middle, just over the outstretched glove of Dominique Burnham.
It really is amazing how short amount of time you have to be ready for that ball. You know, it's just, well, I used to pitch back in high school and attempted 1 year in college, and it was just, that was the most scary part of pitching, to be honest with you. And you never know when it was going to happen. Brody gets ready for the pitch. She takes the ball.
Burnham has a strikeout in each inning. 6 total on the day.
Got a little timeout called. Not sure what's...
A ball from the West Liberty warm-up exercises on beyond our outfield fence, straight into our field 3.
Burnham undeterred, laser focus, and puts a strike in.
I'll correct myself. That yellow and black team out there beyond the left field fence is Wayne State. I know my yellow and black teams. Only because they have different fonts, and I can see it's a sans serif font on the Wayne State squad.
You know you're a sports information director when
I know my fonts. What's a font?
Burnham is taking it to Brody, and Brody is fighting off the pitches. Let's see who wins this battle.
Haley, Brody wears number 13. Are you superstitious?
Yes, I am.
In what way? What's your most ridiculous superstition?
My most ridiculous superstition. Let me think about that, because
Okay.
I do have a few, and I just.
Does anything have to do with the number 13?
No, 13 doesn't bother me. No.
Well, it was a lucky 13 for Burnham as he strikes out Brody looking. 2 outs in the frame with Wilson at first, and now the second baseman Schnall coming to the plate.
I do love the number 11, so anything associated with 11.
French fries.
French fries. You know, when it's 11-11, I make a wish.
I like double ones in tennis when I win 6-1, 6-1.
It's always nice.
We call that French fries. When it's 6-love, we call it double bagel.
Another hit up the center.
Dean almost had a chance at that ball that just landed beyond the second base bag. So 2 hits up the middle for the Fords in this frame. They got runners at first and second with somebody coming to the plate that we might say hello to. Hello, Newman.
Newman.
Elizabeth Newman at bat for the 3rd time this afternoon. Pinch runner at second base. 6 is going in for 11. And that's Miwa Wenzel running for Stephanie Wolfson in a 1-1 tie game.
Also a lefty up to bat. 2 on. Burnham gets the sign from Benoit. Here comes the pitch. Little outside.
Newman's the leadoff batter for the Fords. But this is the second time she's come to the plate with 2 outs in the inning. The only time she's led off an inning was the first.
Burnham gets ready to throw the pitch. She didn't like the call that Benoit gave her, shook it off.
Newman goes opposite field for the second time. It's a base hit and an RBI. Runners were able to advance on the throw to the infield. takes a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th.
I like this scenario because I want to see what the team does. I want to see how we respond. Spring training is meant to train, to prepare yourself for when you get to that conference play. So let's see what they do here, Ed.
I don't know the speed of Wolfson or Wenzel, but that pinch running substitution might have made a difference because it was a close play at the plate. RBI single there for Garlick. She brings in 2 runs. It's now 4-1 for Haverford.
It's amazing how quickly things can change out there on the diamond, Ed.
Yep. So a 2-run single for Garlick brings up Jen DiCandillo, the third baseman for Haverford.
Burnham gets ready for the pitch. Another crack out there.
But Susie's right there.
Again, Susie read that hit perfectly off the bat.
Well struck by DiCandillo. A line out to center. Ends the 4th inning for the Haverford forwards. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. They have a 4-1 lead as we start the top of the 5th after this break. Congratulations to the Salve, Regina baseball team in Fort Myers. They improved to 4-0 on the season, swept Mitchell College on Saturday, and Mitchell College's New London, Connecticut neighbor, Coast Guard, today.
Yeah, you know, coach, the new head coach, who was the assistant coach last year, Eric Sorella, has done an amazing job recruiting for that team, and it is definitely proving to have worked out quite well so far.
Vin Roth, the lefty pitcher for the Seahawks, had a 4-0 complete game shutout over the Bears in Game 1 today, and then the Seahawks squeaked out a 5-4 decision to improve to 4-0 on the young season. We're here in the top of the 5th inning with Haverford now having a 4-1 lead over the Seahawks of Salve, Regina. Seahawks at the top of the order at the plate in the person of center fielder Lexi Susie. She has a double and a run scored for the Seahawks.
You know, Ed, we're talking about the baseball team. She hits it right back to the pitcher for the first out. Coach Sorella, very similar to Coach DiPolito. They expect excellence and they want championships, and they are not afraid to say it. And that's half, that's half of it, and the teams are starting to buy into it. Anything less is just not going to be good enough.
Eric's record when he's been an assistant coach with his dad the team has been spectacular. Most wins ever during a 32-6 season several years ago, and then rejoining the squad last season as an associate head coach. We had 29 wins, second most wins ever, and in between he got great experience with the D1 program at the University of Rhode Island.
We have a new pitcher here in the game, number 5, Brittany Stevenson, a senior from Miller Place, New York, pitching to Melissa Figueredo. With one down.
She replaces Fitzgerald, who allowed the 1 run. Fitzgerald gets through 4 innings, so she is the pitcher of record now that Haverford has taken the lead, 4-1 lead.
Figueredo really does a nice job placing it between the first baseman and the right fielder. Little blooper fly. She's on base. With 1 down, up to bat is Jenna Adine, number 11. Otherwise known as the mom of the team, and she takes pride in that role.
Jenna Adine has a first inning single.
Got caught up there. Pop up to short. Figueredo gets back to first.
2 outs with Genevieve Benoit taking the plate. Figueredo on first.
Benoit is due for a hit, Ed.
She's hit safely in all 3 games so far. In this game, she reached both times, first on a first baseman's error and then on a fielder's choice.
It's funny, it's 3 games in and I'm expecting her to be on base all the time.
Hey, you're like Coach D. Polito, right?
Yeah, you know. Here comes the pitch by Stevenson, fouled back. Live bats, they don't keep them on their shoulders, that's for sure.
That Haverford catcher just turned around and had a huge smile on her face. I guess it's catcher versus catcher conversation going on at the plate right now. Another smile on the face. You think she's chattering to Genevieve?
I don't know, but Benoit did not like that. She turned to look where the ball went. She almost gave that disgusted look about herself. So she's going to hopefully straighten the ball out and put it in the field. She's got no 1-2 count right now, Ed.
We're here in the top of the 5th. There's 2 outs. Haverford leads 4-1. Benoit lets close play at first, but Figueredo dives back safely. Nice gun from the catcher from Haverford.
She got back just in time. Benoit, 1-2 count. Stevenson's getting ready for the pitch. Stevenson couldn't get on the same page as her catcher, Tatum. Shook off the pitch. Benoit took advantage of that, stepped out of the plate.
It's a nice opportunity for Haverford in their first game of the season to be able to throw 2 pitchers out there, get a good look. They certainly haven't won anything yet, but with a 4-1 lead, time is getting shorter on the Seahawks' chances to mount a rally.
Benoit's making Stevenson work for it, though. Here's the pitch.
Good eye.
Even at 2.
The entire field is covered in shadow now, with the sun dropping behind our right side.
2-2 count. Stevenson winds up. Great hit.
Nice gap. 1 base at a time. It's a nice single to left center for Benoit. So she does collect a hit in 4 straight games.
There it is. And you know what she did, Ed, was determined and focused. Didn't give up, battled, made Stevenson work for it. And she got an advanced fig. And now we have
Tara O'Reilly, third base.
There it is. Pop up. Oh.
Excellent effort from the catcher. She tracked it well, got her glove on it, but was falling down as she was trying to catch it, and almost had a chance for a second attempt at it, but thankfully for Cara O'Reilly, it reached the ground.
Yeah, I had to love that effort by Tatum for the Fords, though. I mean, the coach has got to love that effort. But Cara O'Reilly has more life.
Well, the clock just passed the 7 o'clock evening hour. We still have a little bit of sunshine out there, so that moving the clocks ahead paid off, because this is what would have been happening at 6 o'clock yesterday.
Absolutely. You know, I'm getting a smile on my face because I keep looking at Figueredo out there. She's playing out there, back up, attempting to steal. She's making them work out there.
How much does that distract the pitcher, if at all?
Well, her back is to her, so, but you know, I think right now the pitcher's more worried about the Salve batters. You know, they're just, they're not going away.
Stevenson gets the inside part of the plate for a strike on O'Reilly. 2 outs, 2 on for the Seahawks here in the top of the 5th, trailing 4-1. Ball's in play in the infield. Second baseman's under it. Squeezes. Final out. So for the Seahawks in that inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th with Haverford leading 4-1. The Seahawks are just completing their defensive warm-ups in the bottom of the 5th inning. Haverford coming into play, and Comerford is the batter for the Fords. And at 7:07 in the evening in Clermont, Florida, the temperature is 78 degrees.
While in Newport, it's 38 degrees.
And 7:07 there too.
Yeah, true story. True story. A little difference. Yeah.
Wow, that's a 40-degree difference. Comerford greets Burnham's first pitch of the 5th inning with a rip up the middle. Comerford now has 2 hits and 3 at-bats. That brings the catcher Tatum up to the plate. Tatum has been hit by a pitch and struck out swinging.
Burnham gets ready, throws, high outside.
Boy, in this lighting, our 2 computer monitors are so easy to see. No glare.
It really is great.
It's the perfect time of day.
It actually got a little bit cooler out here.
Yeah, the home plate umpire is not letting that one go. Tatum didn't really get out of the way of the pitch, so even if it did graze her, the home plate umpire has the discretion of keeping her in the batter's box. 10-year head coach. Jennifer Ward of Haverford comes to discuss that decision with the home plate umpire. He's now going out to his base path umpire to get a ruling.
Earlier today, if you were listening at the first game, I was talking about the state of New Hampshire, and their motto is live free or die, and that you don't have to wear a seatbelt. There's no law. And I was corrected by a good friend of mine, and I need to make this correction that if you are 18 or younger, you have to wear a seatbelt.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
tidbit of information for all you little ones in New Hampshire, wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, and don't take it for granted.
Do not. Do not.
In the Granite State.
You know,
I was hoping you would revive that New Hampshire discussion because I wanted to throw that Granite State line in there.
Good. You know,
and I didn't even have to prompt you for it.
So if you listen tomorrow to the games, let's see what other useful or useless, however you perceive it to be, information I can bring to you.
Bring something about the Green Mountain State.
The Green Mountain State. It's not very green right now, it's winter, but I'd have to give a shout out to one of my friends who's in Providence, Rhode Island right now, Tara Stanford, who said I sound amazing. Thank you, Tara. Your check is in the mail. I appreciate it. Great
Tatum,
catch.
returning to the batter's box, flies out to center field, a high ball that Susie camps under and puts it away. One out with Comerford at first. Batter is now the shortstop, Lauren Twee.
Again, I can't say enough about Susie's playing in the center field position as a freshman. She owns it. It's hers.
She is not playing like a freshman. She's playing very experienced. She's had two seniors flanking her for the most part. She's got a fellow freshman now, Katie Napier, on the right field side, and senior captain Sarah Nelson on the left field side. Tui hits it up the middle. Susie collects it after both players advance.
Susie's getting her work out there. And right now, Salve only has two seniors on the field.
Single for Tui, who had struck out looking her first two times against Burnham. And now the pinch runner, Mia Wenzel, gets her first at bat against Burnham.
Lefty, here comes Burnham's pitch. In for a strike.
Wenzel pitch ran for Wolfson, who had gotten a fourth inning single and came around to score the second run for Haverford. Haverford leads in the bottom of the fourth, 4-1.
Burnham finding her groove now. A quick 2 count, 0-2. The sun slightly returning to the left side.
Actually, I think what we're seeing is the effects of the lights. The lights are on here at Hancock Park. But I do see that glowing ball of fire off of our right shoulders.
Burnham gets ready for the pitch. Umpire's calling it fair.
And it's a force out. It did look like it went foul, or at least O'Reilly was in foul territory when she touched it. She was able to track it back to the third base bag and get the force out on Comerford. Wenzel reaches safely. Tui over to second.
And O'Reilly did a good job sticking with it. She didn't give up. She bobbled it, took it, went to the base, and got that out. So kudos to O'Reilly out there, who is also a freshman. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but there's a lot of them out there.
It's 5 unassisted. Brody coming to the plate with runners on first and second. She's got 2 outs.
Burnham's pitch just misses outside.
Figueredo backs up the Benoit throw to the Burnham and also checks on the runner.
Burnham is a Scarborough, Maine native who's majoring in accounting at Salve, Regina.
Her grandmother, Patricia Burnham, has moved to Florida, Celebration, Florida.
I was about to break out in Song of Kool and the Gang Celebration, but I was going to spare all our listeners. I still might.
You do know the words, though, right?
Of course, of course.
If you bring up any 70s song, I will join you.
Oh my gosh. What's your favorite?
Oh, there's
You're
just too
Steely
many.
Dan.
There's
You're
just
Steely
too many.
Dan.
Yes, I am Steely Dan, but there's just too many. There's too many to have a favorite. But I will say this, and I have said this on record before: 1972, best year in music.
Who am I to argue?
I don't know.
I mean, who am I to argue?
I had a good friend who had a
good year.
a 40th birthday party a year ago in 2 years ago in 2012, and we celebrated with the music from 1972. It was the year of his birth.
Number 13, Brody, took a hit to the back.
That was a definite hit by pitch, no question about it.
Coach DiPolito is coming out. She might be making a substitution here, Ed.
It's a 4-1 game in the bottom of the 5th. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. Kelsey Borman's going to replace Dominique Burnham in the pitcher circle.
Borman is another freshman from North Dayton, Massachusetts, a psychology major at Salve. Borman got some playing time yesterday and did pretty well, Ed.
Yep, she also relieved Burnham in yesterday's second game against Elizabethtown.
She's going to get some pitches here. That looked like a strike, the first one. You know, we're talking about music and the 70s, and my good friends back home love to listen to records.
Oh yeah, I know what records are.
Oh yeah, yeah. Frank Sinatra is one of the favorites.
Fly me to the moon.
I'm a big Barry Manilow fan.
I'll admit that I am too. I've got a boxed set of Barry Manilow. One of my favorite things from him is his VSM, Very Strange Medley. Do you know that? Have you heard it? He performs it live at live concerts, and it's a lot of the jingles he's written for commercials that we were very familiar with growing up, but he's responsible for a lot of the singles, the jingles in commercials.
My friend corrected me, it's LPs.
LPs. The line on Burnham will now read 4.2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs. She does leave 3 runners on base for Borman to hopefully keep there and not come across the plate.
Borman's last pitch was a little outside for a ball.
Dominique struck out 7 Haverford batters.
For Burnham, she did a good job, you know, considering didn't have that much experience last year, coming in, getting some innings under her belt. And Borman, well, this is her second collegiate
outing for her.
game, so.
Yep. 2-run single for the second baseman Schnall makes it a 6-1 game for Haverford. Brings the top of the order up for the Fords in
Borman's pitch, in for a strike.
And who's batting?
Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Newman. Never gets old, Ed. No
Newman,
soup for you.
Newman has 2 hits on the afternoon.
Fouled to the left side, out of play.
She has scored 2 runs for Haverford in the first inning and in the 4th inning. We're here in the bottom of the 5th.
Here comes the pitch. Fig rushing for it, tosses to Fountain, gets the out. So Borman came in and did her job. Getting 3rd out.
Allows 2 runs. The Haverford Fords take a 6-1 lead into the top of the 6th. We'll be back after this break. So we're back here at Claremont, Florida. Sarah Nelson will be leading off for the Seahawks, who now trail 6-1. All 6 runs have been charged to Dominique Burnham. She gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. Struck out 7, walked only 1 batter. And Nelson faces Haverford's second pitcher of the game, Stevenson.
Stevenson's first pitch was a ball. On deck is Lauren Fountain. Stevenson gets ready for the second pitch.
Foul tip.
Nice swing, Charles. Go.
If Salve's going to make a move, Ed, this is the inning that they need to do it.
Salve hasn't gone down in order once in this game against Haverford, so they've managed base runners in each inning, both against starting pitcher Fitzgerald and her reliever Stevenson.
And right now, Nelson has a favorable hitter's count, a 3-1 count. Now, if I know Coach DiPolito, she might have her swinging.
Do you know Coach DiPolito?
I know of her.
Okay.
I know of her. So the 3-1 count, Stevenson gets ready.
Do you know any of our signals?
Got under it.
Shortstop moves over behind the third baseman and makes the put out. First out of the inning.
Yeah, Lauren Toohey made the catch for the Fords, a junior from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. 1 down as Lauren Fountain, number 28, first baseman, steps up to the plate. Here comes the pitch by Stevenson. Called a strike. Fountain did not like that one.
Only 2 putouts for Haverford have been made by outfielders. Left fielder made a putout on Sarah Nelson in the 2nd inning, and the right fielder made a putout on Sarah Nelson in the 4th inning. Every other out has been recorded in the infield.
Stevenson's last pitch was released a little bit low and kind of trickled in over the plate. Fountain is ready. Another pitch low. Good eye by Fountain. Fountain from Cheshire, Connecticut. Majors in accounting at Salve. A lot of personality she brings to the team, man. Oh, is that it? Oh, just foul.
It had some nice distance to it.
She straightens that out. That's to the fence.
It one-hopped the fence in foul territory.
And what I like about Fountain is, shoot, that won't bother her. She'll just come back and say, okay, let's try this again.
Yeah.
Very good attitude to have out there.
She has walked and fouled out to the catcher and hurt 2 at that.
2-2 count to Fountain. Stevenson is shaking off the catcher a couple of times. Nope.
Fountain asked for time. Backs out of the box.
Stevenson just couldn't connect with her catcher.
Still Tatum.
Yep. Here comes the pitch.
Off speed, trying to get Fountain out in front. Fountain had no part of it. She let it go by. Full count.
Full count. Let's see what Fountain does. If she likes it, she'll take it. Stevenson's pitch.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nothing to like about that one, except that it gives her a free pass to first base.
And Kelly Davin was on base. I think she got a hit last time out after that.
Yeah, she had a 2-out base hit after Fountain helped out to the catcher. And she's 1 for 2 on the day. This is her first time facing Stevenson.
Stevenson threw the first pitch in low for a ball. Here comes her second pitch to Davin. Again, another low ball, so struggling to get that ball in the strike zone right now.
Seahawks will need to stay patient.
Still a lot of time to catch up in this game. Stevenson's pitch. Davin takes a swing. Has a 2-1 count.
We're here in the top of the 6th inning. Haverford leads 6-1. The Fords plated a run in their bottom of the 1st, and then 3 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. Salve Regina got its lone run in the 3rd inning on a leadoff double by Lexi Susi, followed by a Melissa Figueredo bunt single.
Kelly Davin, who got hit in the back, will be no doubt visiting the athletic trainer after the game. Right now we have a change in lineup. Now batting coming in is number 14, Nicole Perry, a freshman.
She's batting in Katie Napier's spot.
How many out?
Nicole Perry was the starting pitcher for the first game against Brandeis. Perry, a sophomore, I'm sorry, I called her a freshman earlier, but she's a sophomore from Quincy, Mass, and she's a nursing major. So maybe she can tend to Kelly's hit back.
She bats from the right side. Napier bats from the left, so it looks like DiPolito wants to get the right-handed bat in this game against Stevenson. She's seen Stevenson struggle with her control. A walk to Fountain, a hit pitch to Davin. We got runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 6-1 Haverford leads.
I think this is a good move on Coach DiPolito's part.
Off-speed pitch is put up in the air by Parry. Center fielder gets under it for the 2nd out.
I know that Perry made the out, but I like the move that DiPolito made because Perry is one of those aggressive players. She's going to get in there and go at it. So I like that move by Coach DiPolito. It didn't work the way she wanted it to, but again, I really like that move.
Yeah, and it gives Haverford something different to look at. They've seen Napier in 2 at-bats, and now they're saying, hey, here's a new batter. You don't know anything about Nicole Parry, so try to figure her out.
Lexi Susi, who's had really a great game, is up to bat. Stevenson, first pitch was a ball low. Second pitch.
First baseman calls for it and gets it in foul territory. So Susie is now 1 for 4 on the day. She does have the Seahawks' 1 scored run from the 3rd inning at bat, where she's nailed a double over the center fielder's head.
The Seahawks left 2 runners on base.
After 5.5, Haverford leads 6-1. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th after this. Kelsey Bowman returns to the pitcher's circle for her first full inning of work. She took over for Dominique Burnham in the bottom of the 5th. Katie Napier returns to her right field position after Nicole Parry pinch hit for her. Bottom of the 6th, the Haverford Fords lead 6-1, and leading off for the Haverford Fords is Julie Garlick, an outfielder.
Foreman's first pitch was a ball, but she comes back with a strike. Foreman got her swinging on that one.
The on-deck batter, DeCandillo, wanted to come up to the plate right away. She thought Garlick had struck out. And Garlick said, wait.
What I'm noticing about Foreman is she's a fast worker out there. She doesn't take much time between pitches. Ball right there.
We'll also see Borman get some action in the outfield. That just shows the depth that the Seahawks have at every position.
Absolutely.
Right back to the pitcher circle.
Great follow through. That was excellent play by Borman. She didn't flinch. She set herself. She walked it towards Lauren Fountain, and a nice soft toss there. Didn't rush it, didn't force it. That's what you want to see on defense from a pitcher.
I think her jog over to there allowed her to just release it at the right height.
Borman's pitch on the corner for a strike. Nice pitch. Number 18,
Jen DiCandillo.
There,
It's an Italian name, right?
It's sad. That should roll right off my tongue, but sadly,
hey, 9 years of French might have did some damage to your Italian language skills.
It did. I wish I could say that's an excuse, but sure. DiCandillo is also a
That's going to be in fair territory. It's going to find outfield grass on the right field side. DiCandillo has her first hit of the afternoon. She's 1 for 3, first inning walk.
First baseman comes up, Comerford.
Comerford comes up, and she might be the hitting star for the Haverford Fords. She's 2 for 3, both singles. But I'll take that back, because our favorite Seinfeld character is the hitting star. Newman has 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. But Comerford pops up to Borman for the second out of the inning.
Who was your favorite Seinfeld character?
Jerry.
Really?
Yes. Oh, I mean,
it's Elaine. It's the dance.
No, I love Jerry.
I taught her those moves.
I love Jerry, but Kramer. There's so many Kramerisms that I'm Kramer.
Oh man, it's a great show. But you know what my all-time favorite show is Friends. Big Friends fan.
Yeah, they were on simultaneously for a number of years. One of my favorite shows that's coming to an end on March 31st is How I Met Your Mother.
Oh.
Not your mother.
No.
But the TV show.
It's a good show.
What I love about it is that they have so many flashback sequences that have been written in.
My new favorite show is The Goldbergs. It's based out of the 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan. The 80s were just so cheesy and
I've seen it a couple
bad.
of times.
I think I still own a shirt with shoulder pads, sadly. I'm old, Ed. I'm old.
Haverford has a pinch hitter coming into the game for the catcher Tatum. Kendall Chambers. She's a pitcher on the roster, a freshman from Rockland, California. She gets her first at bat as a college player.
And swings right away on the first pitch, which was a strike by Borman.
Kendall is the tallest player on the Haverford roster at 5'11".
Ooh, just outside for Borman. Had some movement on that pitch.
O'Reilly and Fountain are very close to their baselines at third and first respectively. So they really do a good job of protecting those lines and forcing the hitter to go inside the field versus down the line. Chambers collects a base hit in her first at bat.
Susie makes that play, throwing to second. What I like about O'Reilly is she also is very vocal out there, so she's talking and communicating on the field, and that's really important. Actions, but also the communication.
Yeah.
Strike for Borman. Figueredo goes to cover the bag at second.
Lauren Toohey, the shortstop for Haverford, getting her fourth plate appearance. She struck out looking twice in her first 2 at-bats, but then was part of the 2-run rally in the 5th inning with a single. And now grounds out to first base to end the 6th inning.
Lauren Fountain, just like a senior, she's like, oh, I got this, coach. Fields it perfectly, steps on the bag, makes the 3rd out.
That's our first baseman unassisted of the season. Congratulations to Lauren Fountain, retiring Lauren Toohey at first base for the final out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base for Haverford. They lead 6-1 as we head to the top of the 7th inning with the Seahawks coming to the plate and Melissa Figueredo. We'll be back after this.
I want to thank you.
back here in the top of the 7th inning for the Seahawks. They trail 6-1 to the Haverford Fords. It's the first game of the season for Haverford, 4th game of the season for Salve Regina.
Figurito up to bat from East Bridgewater, Mass. Majoring in social work. Ducks on that one.
She's hoping to become a duck on the pond for the Seahawks, get on base, become a potential scoring threat.
Stevenson's pitch. Got under that ball.
Left fielder camps under it for the first out of the top of the 7th inning.
Ed, they're making contact with the ball, which is great, but now they just gotta stop getting underneath it and just hitting through it. And Coach DiPolito will definitely work with the team to make those corrections.
Jenna Radine put some good bat on the ball, but the center fielder is there for the second out of the inning. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Salve Regina trailing 6-1. Down to the last out. Genevieve Benoit at the plate to hopefully extend the game for the Seahawks. Stevenson in her 3rd inning of work for Haverford.
Stevenson's done a nice job for the Fords, Ed. She's come in and settled down nicely. Benoit ready to take the pitch. Stevenson delivers. Fouled back. Almost into the other field.
Which has a game going on it.
Which it does. Benoit won't go down quietly. She's going to battle and look to get on base here for the Seahawks in the bottom of the 7th.
Genevieve has 1 single in this afternoon's game in 3 at-bats, but she's reached base all 3 times, ever by the first baseman, fielder's choice, and then a single in the 5th inning. Salve has 6 hits so far in the game. Haverford has 11. 6-1 score. Haverford leads. Top of the 7th, 2 outs.
Here's the pitch. Inside, almost hit her.
That was a ground ball to the plate.
Salve still has some life here. Coach DiPolito on 3rd is clapping.
Hearing the chants from the first base dugout, which has the Salve players inside it.
Stevenson gets ready. Here's the pitch.
Over to the shortstop.
Benoit digs in and gets there safely. An overthrow by the shortstop. Number 2, Tui. Tui.
I think that's why she wears number 2, is because it rhymes with her name.
Carol O'Reilly's now coming to the plate, our 3rd baseman.
So Benoit's reached base all 4 at-bats today in the 2nd game. Salve Regina lost to Brandeis earlier, 7-2. Trails in this one, 6-1.
Stevenson's pitch, low. Ball gets
Nice
away
aggressiveness
from
on the Seahawks. She was off with that pitch.
And again, the way that Salve ended the first game against Brandeis is what they're doing here. They're being aggressive.
They're fighting.
They're not gonna go and say, well, we're down by so-and-so runs, let's just call it a day. They are gonna grind it out. And I love that.
And Susie set the tone right from the first at-bat. That at-bat, she saw so many pitches from Fitzgerald.
O'Reilly swings at it, but it gets by the catcher.
Ends up being a wild pitch, allowing Benoit to get to 3rd. So Benoit is the duck on 3rd base that O'Reilly is looking to cash in for a run.
Stevenson gets ready, wiping her hand. Maybe there's some moisture on it.
She's had some control issues.
Yeah. Here comes the pitch. So she goes from a ball in the dirt to a ball high. Trying to manufacture a run here. We have a 2-1 count on O'Reilly. Stevenson really needs to get this.
Out of play.
Swings.
Reaches the screen in the middle of the 4-diamond complex.
Coach DiPolito cheering on the team. Coach DiPolito will fight for every at-bat.
You know, she was my teammate back in December when Salve Regina staff basketball players took on Roger Williams staff basketball players.
That was amazing. Our Roger Williams softball team played 2 games today in Winter Haven, Florida, and they lost both of them.
Who was the opponent?
Marietta and Stegum, something like that. I know I'm butchering the name, so I apologize, but they did, there's a shot.
That's a solid hit. It carries over the right fielder's head. Kara O'Reilly's gonna get to second. She's gonna go for third, why not?
And she gets there.
She's there safely. She never hesitated around the second base bag. I thought she'd slide in there. She was up there standing at second and just continued for a triple.
And if you like that style of play, that's the style of play that Coach DiPolito is going to bring to this team. Aggressive, fighting, scrappiness, and up to bat is Sarah Nelson, and senior captain. She could drive this one home.
It's a 6-2 game. Bernard just came across the plate with O'Reilly's triple. Stevenson is being met at the pitcher's circle by the head coach for Haverford, Jennifer Ward.
Coach DiPolito is talking things through with the upcoming batter, Sarah Nelson. O'Reilly on third, getting ready. Not defending on third, but offensively on third.
She's comfortable with that position, always close to the bag when she's on defense, standing on the bag as a base runner, following her RBI triple.
Nelson, a lefty, has a good opportunity to bring O'Reilly home. Here comes the pitch. Swings.
That's going to hit some outfield grass unless the second baseman makes a spectacular catch. Center fielder picks it up off the ground and throws it in. Nelson has an RBI single for the Seahawks at 6-3.
Turn your caps backwards and inside out. We got a rally going on, Ed.
Come on, let's go. Keep it going, Salve. Keep the train going.
Up to bat, first baseman Lauren Fountain.
This is all with 2 outs. Both runs against Stevenson here are unearned. Fountain ends the game with a foul pop-up to third base.
You know, Ed,
Hey, nice job,
you gotta
Salve.
love that inning.
Well, every inning this game, Kelly, has been positive for the Seahawks at bat. Not a single 1-2-3 inning out of the 7. They had base runners in every inning. So we'll be back to wrap up this game. Players are shaking hands now at the field. Haverford is 1-0. Salve Regina is 1-3. Final score is 6-3. And we'll be back after this break.